Hey everybody, Doug Reynolds here, your Sacramento area realtor. Just want to wish you a happy new year. This is the first market update video for 2012, and so we'll be talking about the stats that happened in the area for 2011 in December. So this is the video update for the end of January, beginning of February 2012. Well, the median sales price, it just went down a tiny bit, about 2% drop. It went from $165,000 to $161,000. Pretty typical of the very last month of the year, just trying to get some sales done and through. Sometimes there's a little bit different negotiations with trying to just get an agreement and get a deal closed before the end of the year. So tiny bit of a drop down. We'll probably hover around the 160 to 165 range through the rest of the winter months, and then as we head into spring, I think we'll be in the mid 160s, maybe even get close to 170 in there as we move forward in next year. The sales actually went up a little bit from November to December. They went up about 9%. It was about 1530 in November. We had about 1670 sales in the area, so a good amount of sales for a December. Hopefully we can continue to have that amount. And because we had such high sales, the inventory actually went down again. We've been talking about the low inventory. Sound like a broken record talking about that low inventory, but we went from 2.1 months of inventory to 1.8 months of inventory. We've talked about that 6-month level is what's considered the normal market, so we're very much have a low supply of inventory right now. There are more buyers than there are homes available right now. We've talked about that in the past. Check out my other videos. But this month, what I want to talk about real quickly is what's called a lender credit. This is something I think could be really good for a lot of buyers out there that are finding frustration in trying to get an accepted offer because there are so many buyers and so few homes. A lot of buyers are having trouble, writing an offer, doesn't get accepted, another property, going from home to home trying to get an offer accepted. So many of my buyer clients, they're usually FHA buyers, and they have just enough money for a down payment, but they don't have money for their closing costs. And so typically they need to ask for a credit from the seller to help with their closing costs, and what's typical is a 3% credit from the seller. And what that does is that basically immediately takes money away from what you're offering the seller. Say it's a $150,000 house, you ask for a 3% credit, well, you're immediately asking for $4,500, and that lowers the net that the seller would be getting on the house. So one thing I've been doing with some buyers recently is actually asking for less of a credit from the seller, which makes your offer stronger. And then, because interest rates are so good right now, you can actually get what's called a lender credit. Say, for example, that FHA buyer of mine, the current rate for them is 4%. Well, if they work things out with their lender, they could actually choose to take about a 4.5% interest rate, and the lender would actually give them money to use towards closing costs to take that little bit higher of interest rate. It's crazy. Rates are so low right now that you can still get 4.5% and the lender would be giving you money. So it's something I think any buyers out there that are having difficulty, they're in that $200,000 and below price range where it's just really tough. Talk things over with your lender. Discuss the option of maybe a lender credit so that you can make your offers a little bit stronger. That way you don't need to be asking for that much of a credit from the seller. So something I've been using with my buyer clients. It's been working out successfully. We've been having good success with it, and then the buyer is able to get the home they want and also still have what is basically an incredible interest rate, 4.5%. That's still amazing. So that's my take on lender credits out there. I hope that helps some of you buyers. And feel free to connect with me on YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel and get all the video updates that I do. Find me, Doug Reynolds Real Estate on Facebook and follow me there, as well as you can subscribe to my RSS feed on Blogger as well for lots of real estate updates, what's going on in the area. So if you're a buyer out there, go ahead, check out my website. Feel free to give me a call. I'd love to chat with you about what you're looking to do and then get you in touch with one of my really good lenders, and we can get moving on getting you into a property. If you're a seller watching this video, feel free to give me a call. We can have an appointment to talk about how I can market the property for you and get it sold. So anyways, I hope everyone's having a great start to 2012 and clear skies.